Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day today. We will be working on box and whisker plots. I believe you have done these in 6th grade and maybe 7th grade as well. So box and whisker plots are a way to show measures of center and measures of variation. The measure of center that it shows you is the median, and then the variation it will show you two things, which are the range and the interquartile range. So pretty much what box and whisker plots are is, they give you 25% basically, which they call quartiles. So this is 25% of the data, this is 25% of the data, and this is 25% of the data, and this is 25% of the data. This part, from here to here, is called the first quartile. This is called second quartile. This is called the third quartile. And then I know there's no fourth quartile, there's 4 quarters, but there's just 1, 2, and 3. Alright, this is the least value, and this is the greatest value. They call these numbers the 5-number summary. Okay, so if you ever hear the word 5-number summary, you're talking about the least value, the first quartile, median, which is the second quartile, third quartile, and the greatest value. Alright, so we're just going to make a couple of these and then talk about how they can be skewed. So for this one here, it says make a box and whisker plot that represents the ages of the members of a backpacking expedition in the mountains. So they always do this. They give you a bunch of data. It's not in order. So the first thing you have to do is you have to put it in order. So I'm just going to do that. So if you want to pause the screen, you can do that as well, and then press play and have your data in order. Alright, so I have my numbers in order here now. So now once you have that, you can start finding some quartiles. The first quartile you want to find is the median, which is the second quartile. So there's 12 numbers here, so I'm going to break it up into 6 and 6. So that's not what we're looking for. Alright, start this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right there, you'll notice that there's also 6 on the top. So the median's right here at 25. So that is also the second quartile. Alright, now we're looking for the first quartile. So we're going to split the first half and half. So there's 6 here. So that means it's going to be between the third and fourth numbers. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's right here. It should be at 23. That's the third quartile. That's the first quartile, sorry. And then we're looking for the third quartile, which is up here in the upper part. So again, we'll split up these 6, so it's between the third and fourth ones. So this will be the third quartile. And then be at 29. Alright, and so then our least values are 18, our greatest value is 30. So if we're making a box and whisker plot, we would need a number line. When making your number line, you don't have to put every single number. But, I'm going to just copy and paste some numbers I already made for my number line. So here we go, there's the numbers. Again, you can go by 2s or whatever you'd like. Just try not to put just the 5-number summary underneath. So now I'll make my box. So I'll start off with a dot on 18 because that is going to be the lowest whisker. I'll have a dot on 30. And I will have a line going from 18 to 23. And I'm going to have another line going from 30 just to 29. And I'll have a box right there. Here's my first quartile. Here's my third quartile. I need a line on the median, which is at 25. So we're right there. So that's our box and whisker plot that represents the ages of the members of the backpacking expedition in the mountains. All right, so we have 25% of the data, or 25% of the people that are backpacking are between the ages of 18 and 23. Another 25% is between 23 and 25. And then from 25 to 29 is another 25%. And from 29 to 30 is another 25%. So when you're looking at this data, a way to interpret it, you can say that the data is more spread out for the younger population here, for the 25%. You can say that 50% of the people backpacking are between the ages of 23 and 29. There's different things you can talk about, but usually talk about it in percentages and how spread out it is, the range, and those types of things. All right. So that's how you make a box and whisker plot. Now we're just going to talk about interpreting the ranges of it. So if you look at this one, it says represents the lengths and seconds of the songs played by a rock band at a concert. All right, so it says find and interpret the range of the data. So if we look at it, the range is from 160 to 300. So 300 minus 160 would be 140. The song lengths at the concert are spread out by 140 seconds. You could say the difference between the least song and the greatest song is 140 seconds. That's another way to interpret it. Anything that kind of talks about what the range means in this situation. All right, it says describe the distribution of the data. All right, so if we look at this, we could say anything about the distribution. We could say that 25% of the data is between 160 seconds and 220 seconds. You can talk about 50% of the data being between 220 seconds and 280 seconds. 25% of the data is between 280 and 300 seconds. So what we're going to say is that for B, we're going to say 25% of the data is between 160 and 220 seconds. Then we'll talk about the middle part of the data. So say 50% of the data is between 220 and 280. And then the upper part, 25%. 80 and 300. All right, so that is the distribution of the data there. And then for C, find and interpret the interquartile range. The interquartile range is between the first quartile and the third quartile. So the difference between it, which would be from 220 to 280, which is 60. So interquartile range is represented by IQR. That's a W. IQR as interquartile range. As the interquartile range for this one, again, is the middle 50% of the data. So from 220 to 280, which is 60 seconds. So to interpret it, you would say that 50% of the data, or the middle 50% of the data, or of the songs at the concert are 60 seconds apart in length. Okay, and then are the data more spread out below quartile 1 or above quartile 3? So if we look at the whisker on the bottom, well, the whisker on the bottom is longer than the whisker on top. So that means that the data is more spread out below quartile 1. So 25% of the songs are below 220 seconds. So they go all the way to 160. So that's a range of 60. The upper whisker, 25% here, goes from 200 to 300, so that's only 20 seconds. So that would be less spread out. So before quartile 1 or below quartile 1, data is more spread out. With a range of 60 compared to 20. Alright, so that's all we're really going to get into with box and whisker plots. Today we'll talk tomorrow a little bit about the distribution of them and everything. So if you guys today want to go and head over to Big Ideas and practice some of those problems, if you have any questions, please make sure you attend the open meet or send me an email. Alright guys, have a good day.